Good morning, everybody! Welcome in and happy Tuesday! Happy Tuesday, everybody! Whoop whoop! Hold on, I gotta close my Discord because Discord is like... I gotta close Discord, otherwise I'm not gonna stop on Discord. But hello, everybody! Welcome in! Good to see you all. Welcome. Hope your Tuesday is going well so far. Mine is going pretty well. Hope y'all are doing fantastic today. Danny, Mega Rock, Metal Spider, Squid James, Maddie, and Icy Boy, welcome in. Good to see you all.
Happy Tuesdays. It is Tuesday in it, mate.
It is Tuesday. It's Tuesday. It's Tuesday. Hey, 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 Dick! Welcome in. Good to see you. Hello, hello. Oh, man, oh, man. Oh, you're down? I'm sorry to hear that, Maddie. I'm sorry to hear that. Big stretch. Oh. I'm actually gonna be here and stream for once. Yay! We're happy to have you, Dak. We're happy to have you. Are you gonna bust some criminals today? We are. A very specific criminal who we may or may not have already met. You just have to wait and see. But like I said, we're going into the past with this case. Because as you could see, Edgeworth's outfit was a little different the last time. Oh, and nice to see you too, Ash. Yes. Hello, Cynthia! Also, I decided no more nuclear fission / Oppenheimer talk. Yes, thank you. I appreciate that, Icy Boy. Thank you. Yeah, get ready for a doozy! Yes, it is time for a doozy of a ride, chat. This case is gonna be wild. It's gonna be wild. We gonna time travel? No. Just flashbacks. Just flashback technology. Gonna do some low-key clip edits in the background. Ah, got it. Got it. Oh my goodness. This case is gonna be so good though. I have a feeling that y'all are gonna love it. Today is Destiny Big DLC. Huh? Oh, I see. Let's just say I pulled a Garfield. I went to watch the movie for a second time, but in 4DX with lots of movie snacks. And then I was told I had to have dinner with my grandpa. And I'm so full I had to take off home the dish. Now I'm just on the bed. Oh, I see. Huh? So you just were very full today, huh? We going Doctor Who style today? Well, kind of. Ace Attorney is kind of Doctor Who style, I guess? I don't really know. I haven't watched Doctor Who, so I don't really know. I don't really know. Never watched Doctor Who. I have a feeling I probably would like it though. Just depends. My grandfather was a big fan of Doctor Who, but I didn't really have any interest in like looking at it at first, so meant to say this yesterday before the game began, but since I was late, I'll say it now. Pokemon fans, guess what? I'm at the English dub of PWAA of Ash Ketchum. Awesome! That sounds really cool, Maddie. I'm glad you got that experience. Try the new one on Disney Plus? Huh? It's on Disney Plus? Okay. It kind of depends on what version of the Doctor you might like. Fair enough, because there are several different doctors. There are a lot of different doctors. I suppose it'll be a blast from the past? Uh-huh. Yes, it will. Excuse me. Goodness gravy. We'll just have to see then. Maybe I'll try to watch it someday. Maybe I'll try to watch it. Who knows? Who knows? More like the past will blast me? Huh? What do you mean by that? I am so confused.
Hey, hey!
Hey, hey, Marsh! Welcome in. Good to see you. Oh, goodness gravy.
Huh, no.
What do you mean, no? What do you mean, no? You caught me mid-yawn with that one. Yeah, it was so nice. She signed my cousin's cap, and when I mentioned she's the first ever VA I ever met for real, and the second ever celebrity I met, she was shocked and so glad she made it a blast. Aww! That's so sweet! That's so awesome. I love people when VAs do that. They're just so chill and so cool. Because they're people too. They're happy to share these experiences with other people. Catching up with Penacony at the moment? Ah, good luck. The Penacony story. You got this, Marsh. You're describing yourself? What? Huh? No, I'm not. Thank you for the stretch. You're so chill? Ha! Me? Chill? You think I'm chill? How am I chill? I do not think I am chill in any capacity. I want to meet a VA one day, but I can't because none of them visit any cons near me. Oh no! I hope you'll get to go someday, though. Go to a con to meet them someday. Wait, did I not change the genre? Uh-oh. Thank you for telling me. Hold on. I thought I changed the genre. There, I fixed it now. Yay. Okay. I listened to the new villain Deku part during D&D, and then I was giggling for the rest of the session. My character hid in a box for the duration. Oh, I see. Well, I just did. There I go. I'm so close to having a full level 80 team, I just need to get Robin to 80. Ah, I see. Well, Seiya, don't worry. Don't worry. I have a feeling that Mia may show up sooner than we think. You know? Just, be patient. I'm going to a baseball game tonight with my dad. Oh, fun! You guys have fun. Alright, hold on. Let me load up the game here. And we shall get started. How's the audio, by the way? How's the audio? Is the audio good? Audio's good? Audio's perfect? Sweet! Hello, Dark! Welcome in. Good to see you. This music is so dang good. Alright, here we go. Episode 4! Might be a bit too quiet, but all good. Oh. How about that? That better? That good? Alright. It is time, chat! Turnabout beginnings! Here we go. Load selected data? Of course. Here we go. The girl. Let her go! Oh! Shut up! Come any closer, and I'll kill her! Sorry, but you're not going to get the chance. Oh? I'm reading through the file of an old court case. It was the first case of my longtime mentor, Mia Fey. Oh, this scene was so cool! Her very first client was a death row inmate who had recently broken out of prison. That was a whole year before Mia and I ever met. "6 years earlier, Mia Fey, first trial." Maybe, Squid James. Maybe. Why is Nick in the hospital? Maybe we'll find out. Who knows? I'm so nervous. I feel like I'm going to die. I never should have accepted this case. Good morning. Don't be so chumpy, Mia. I didn't do nothing. I swear. I didn't kill nobody. Harry Falls, my first client. Sentenced to death 5 years ago, and now a prison escapee. Just relax, Mia. Make small talk and try to relax him. So why did you escape anyway? I'm sorry. Oh, gosh. Oh, jeez. You can definitely tell Mia is very nervous. I didn't do nothing. I didn't kill nobody. I never lied. I didn't escape from nowhere. But, Mr. Falls, the police just recaptured you 2 days ago. Sorry. I told a little lie. Oh boy. But anyway, I didn't do it. I never killed nobody. Sorry for asking, but you're on death row, right? I'm really sorry. They sentenced me to die 5 years ago, but I was tricked, I tell you. That woman, she lied in her testimony. That's why I got the death penalty. I swear it. I didn't kill her. I could never do that. 2 days ago, he escaped from the police wagon when it crashed. Then about 8 hours later, a policewoman was murdered before the police could recapture him. Yeah, it is a flashback. Yep. Flashback case. The first case of Mia Fey. The police believe that Terry Falls did it. After you escaped, did you meet a policewoman? Yeah, I did. He's the reason I escaped. So that much is true. You did meet with the victim. But I didn't kill her! She was alive when I left. She was. It's true. I can trust him, right? I mean, I should. Ah. Oh! Hello! You're not gonna figure out the truth by just staring at the guy. Why are you here? I came to see how our little kitten was doing all alone in the big scary lion's den. I thought maybe you'd like someone to play with. Where's Mr. Grossberg? Ah, the old man is probably still in bed. I bet he's clutching an empty bottle and mumbling in his sleep. Aren't I good enough? After all, it's me, Diego Armando. Ha! There you go! That's his name! Diego Armando. Hello! Meanwhile, chat has questions. I didn't say... So, Diego Armando, the finest attorney at Grossberg Law Offices, is here for me? No. You got it all wrong. Today, you're the finest. After all, it took an amazing amount of guts to take this case. Imagine, an escaped death row convict for a first client. Yeah, thanks. Sure wish I could get out of it, though. Relax. I just heard some good news. The prosecutor for today is fresh out of his diapers as well. Oh boy. Really? However, unlike a certain somebody who I won't mention, he's earned the reputation as a genius since beginning his law career. Genius? Well, it's about time to head in, kitten. Sharpen those clausios. It's go time. It's go time! A solitary confinement cell for the condemned must be the loneliest place. And that's what my client ran away from. Every other lawyer gave up on him, but not me. When I saw those overflowing eyes and I heard that simple childlike voice, I just had the feeling that he was telling the truth. Calling her kitten? Oh boy. That would not age well today. Oh, there he is! Oh, and also the other judge! Court is now in session for the trial of Terry Falls. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution has been ready for a while, Your Honor. Hi! Hi! Excuse me. Hello. Anyway. Focus. I understand the lawyers from both sides are newcomers. Yes, Your Honor. I'm Mia Fey. Miles Edgeworth, Your Honor. So you're the new prosecutor everyone is talking about, eh?
I'm thirsty.
Yes, the Von Karma signature look, indeed. Leave me alone. I love that outfit too. It's such a good outfit. So you're the new prosecutor everyone is talking about, eh? They say you joined the prosecutor's office at quite an early age. At 20, Your Honor. I guess
Lady Arya is simping for Miles Edgeworth, as predicted.
Leave me alone! Dang, the side profile on Diego, though. Whew! I guess our little kitten hasn't earned herself much of a reputation yet, huh? Come on, Mia, you can't lose. Not to someone younger than you. Young people running a trial. I'm not too sure how I feel about that. Now then, the defendant in this case is currently a felon on death row. 2 days ago, he escaped from a police wagon. Is that correct? Precisely. But the defendant is not on trial for escaping prison. On the day that the defendant escaped, a policewoman was murdered. So we're here to determine if Mr. Falls was responsible for her death? You got it, kitten. Well then, Mr. Edgeworth, let's hear your opening statement. Yes, Your Honor. It was 5 years ago. The defendant, Terry Falls, was sentenced to death in this very court. His crimes were kidnapping, extortion, and murder.
Arya is simping. 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 As if anyone is surprised. Are we done yet? Hey,
DBZ, welcome in.
The girl he threw off the bridge was only 14 years old. A truly horrible crime. I remember it well. There was no decisive evidence, so the trial was long and protracted. Correct. But in the end, we finally decided the case was a certain witness's testimony.
A witness's testimony?
The testimony of Detective Valerie Hawthorne, the person who confronted this criminal. She arrested Mr. Falls at the scene and later testified against him. She witnessed Mr. Falls throw his young victim into the river. For those who are not aware, Eagle River is well known for its powerful current. Most bodies that fall in are never recovered.
So Miss Hawthorne's testimony was the one that put him away.
But that policewoman you just mentioned, that would it be? Exactly. The victim. The same woman that was killed 2 days ago. Police Sergeant Valerie Hawthorne. Aha! I see. The man who was sentenced to death based on her testimony escaped 2 days ago. With only one thing on his mind. To take revenge against the woman who convicted him. Ah! The truth is becoming clear to me now.
Huh?
Yes, yes. It's quite obvious that the defendant is guilty.
Wait a minute, that's not right! At least hear the case before you decide on the outcome, Your Honor. Yeah, maybe hold off a little, Your Honor. Please? Dang, the judge's duh face, I know.
Watch yourself, Miss Faye. I'm not sure I care for your word choice or your tone of voice. Young people these days simply don't know how to respect their elders.
Why, you're even younger than me, you hypocrite!
Now then, Mr. Edgeworth, please call your first witness. I called the detective who was in charge of the initial investigation of this case.
Hey, it's Gumshoe! What's up, Gummy?
Witness, state your name and occupation. Gumshoe, Dick Gumshoe. I'm the homicide detective in charge of the case, sir. I finally got promoted to the detective division half a year ago.
I don't believe anyone asked you about that.
Hey, ma'am, you got any idea how much work it takes?
What is it?
You're really gorgeous.
Excuse me?
No, seriously. My heart, it's aching for you.
What the heck, Gumshoe? I did not remember this! I did not remember this at all! Goodness gracious, Gumshoe!
Detective, pull yourself together and try to be professional. Otherwise, I'll write you up on contempt so quickly that something other than your heart will ache. Okay, I got it. Now, detective, tell us about the incident. Yes, sir, right away. The victim was Sergeant Valerie Hawthorne, a veteran on the police force. She was stabbed in the back with a knife and died from excessive blood loss. That much is already stated in the autopsy report. The court would like to hear more details about the incident itself. Yes, sir, I gotcha. Okay. Let's take a look at this aerial map of the area here. This is a sketch of Dusky Bridge, an old suspension bridge. And the river that runs under it there is Eagle River. The victim and the defendant met there, on top of the bridge. After stabbing her in the back, the killer carried the victim back to his car. He was recaptured at a police checkpoint as he was trying to make his getaway, sir.
Me too, Grandma, me too.
I see.
Dusky Bridge map. Bridge located 80 feet above Eagle River.
Was the victim's blood found on the bridge? The victim, Sergeant Valerie Hawthorne, was wearing a thick coat, sir. Unfortunately, no traces of blood were found on the bridge. Mr. Edgeworth, I warn you that I absolutely despise conjecture. If there was no blood on the bridge, then you have no proof that they even met there. Your Honor. If you would listen to the testimony we have prepared, I'm sure you'll be convinced. The two of them most certainly did meet on the bridge that day. Why, Mr. Edgeworth?
Once there are sufficient
Gumshoe is
records in the
simping.
databank,
Gumshoe is
the flow
simping.
of individuals
Gumshoe is
will link
simping.
together
Gumshoe is
seemingly
simping.
independent events.
Thank you for the Don Hung line, and what the heck was that?
I'm not sure I like you wagging your finger at me as though I was some hoser. Detective, proceed with your testimony. Yes, sir.
Here we go, Mia. Hang on.
Okay, now, listen carefully, kitten. One little mistake and this guy will drink you for nothing for morning tea. Trust me and get ready.
I wish it was the Edgeworth line. Gosh dang it. Oh, that would have been perfect.
On the day of the incident, an unknown person phoned the sergeant and asked to meet. Sergeant Hawthorne went to Dusky Bridge at the designated time and met with Mr. Falls. And that's where she was brutally murdered, sir. The criminal stuffed her body into his car trunk and tried to make a getaway. Mr. Falls was arrested at the police checkpoint we set up at the base of the mountain. Well, you certainly have established the importance of the bridge. Naturally. Now would the defense please hurry up and proceed with the cross-examination?
Yes, Your Honor. Cross-examination. Coming right up.
Hey. Settle down there, kitten. If you keep trembling like that, you're gonna make me spill my coffee.
I'm not trembling. It's just cold in here.
The courtroom can be a cold battlefield, all right? Especially for a beginner.
I don't need you to worry about me. I mean the defendant, the witness. Everyone's a beginner in here.
You got me there. But maybe you should keep your claws out and show them what you got, kitten.
It's okay, Mia. Stay calm. Just remember those court procedure videos you stayed up all last night watching. All right, here goes. An unknown person phoned the sergeant and asked to meet, huh? All right, here we go. This unknown person. You have no idea who it might be, right?
Sorry, but I'm afraid I do.
What?
The one who called Sergeant Hawthorne was the defendant, Terry Falls. What? The defendant? The defendant called her. Sergeant Hawthorne was a very thorough person, sir. She left a note about her phone call with Mr. Falls.
A note?
Yeah, top secret memo that she left in her desk.
Victim's note. Confidential police materials written by the victim.
According to this note, it seems the one who called her to the bridge was indeed the defendant, Terry Falls.
Whose bright idea was it to
Hello,
keep that
everyone.
note from me?
Tis Ash. And now it is plug time.
Hey, it's plug
if
time.
you're enjoying the stream,
Listen
make
up,
sure
everybody.
to leave a follow and check out Lady Arya's ASMR YouTube channel. You can also type !merch and Throne to support our boss Angel even more. You can also link your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch account to give a Prime sub once per month to your favorite streamers. Alright, Ash away. Enjoy
Thank
the
you.
rest of the stream, Shade Slayers.
Thank you for the plug, Ash. Always appreciate it.
Looks like the judge is even more sure of his verdict now. Listen up. Never ask a question if you don't already know the answer.
It's the detective's fault. He's the one that said unknown person.
Hey now, don't make that face at me. I just said it that way because the prosecutor told me to.
Was that a trap? Oh, yeah, because this is pre-Phoenix Miles. With that cute face, I didn't expect him to be so sneaky. Why do you have to say it like that, Mia? Let's see, what else can we learn? Ah, how about this one? Mr. Falls had a car then?
Well, that bridge is way up in the mountains, ma'am. The defendant and the victim both went up there by car. I mean, how else, right? What? You mean the defendant drove his own car? No, of course not. It was stolen. He stole it from a young couple that had been waiting at a red light. Car thieves. I'm not sure how I feel about car thieves.
Is this guy sure how he feels about anything?
This is a photo of the stolen car's trunk. Naturally, that's the body of Valerie Hawthorne in there. Whoa, that doesn't look too comfortable.
A photo of the trunk of Fall's car. Gosh dang it. Did it fix itself? Yes, okay, thank you. Alright, here we go. The victim, she was stabbed in the back, correct?
Yeah?
Yeah.
For some reason, men always seem to get stabbed in the back.
We're talking about a woman here.
You can't tell from this photo, but the knife was stuck in her back, nice and firm. The condition of the body when it was discovered is very important information. Detective, was there anything strange or noteworthy in the trunk of the car? Here's a photo of the trunk, but I don't see anything strange, do you? Anyway.
Nothing strange, huh? Let me check something. Falls, 4:30 p.m. at that bridge. Wear white scarf for identification. Talk to Dahlia. Tell her this time the whole truth must come out. Wear white scarf? I don't see a white scarf. Do you? Witness.
Well, what is it? Do you have something to say, Miss Faye?
I'm sorry. I totally forgot what I was going to say. This is the first time I've actually had to address someone like that.
You should have practiced before coming to court. Honestly, Miss Faye, I'm not sure I like this. Say there, little kid. Want a piece of my coffee candy?
Candy?
Well, you're still too young to be drinking real coffee.
Come on, Mia, shake it off. You're a lawyer. It became Dora for a second. Do you see a white scarf? It did. Detective.
Yes, ma'am.
This photo. You said that there was nothing peculiar about it. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's what I said.
Well then, I suggest you take another look at the note written by the victim.
The note?
It very clearly says, wear white scarf for identification. The caller must have forgotten what the victim looked like. Thus, this special request. I have one very simple question for you, Detective. Where is the white scarf? I can't seem to find it in the photo.
Well, to be honest, we didn't find it in the trunk, ma'am.
And you stopped there? You should have looked for it.
The caller told her to wear it to identify herself, so I'd expect she did just that. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, what do you have to say about this? I see the defense is a little lacking.
Huh?
The scarf you are searching so desperately for. Is this the one, perchance?
Ah!
But where did you find that, sir? On Dusky Bridge. I was there first and decided to conduct my own investigation. Why? Why didn't you tell me? I made a decision to keep all pieces of evidence in my personal satchel. It's the safest place I know. That hotshot sure has flair for the dramatic. It's not exactly white as the caller requested, but as you can see, it's close enough for what it was intended for. It looks like it spent some time in the mud. Not surprising. It was drizzling on the mountain that day.
Prosecutor Edgeworth. He was intentionally hiding that scarf the whole time. Yeah, this is pre-Phoenix Miles, so... oh boy.
The court will accept the scarf into evidence.
Worn by the victim at the time of the incident. Found on Dusky Bridge.
Now, if the attorney for the defense is finished embarrassing herself, I'd like to move on with the testimony. That is all right with you, isn't it, Miss Fay?
Boy, would I like to wrap this scarf around his smarmy little neck.
Very good. Now, if we're done with this mud-covered scarf business, the prosecution moves to establish conclusively, and with hard evidence, that Miss Hawthorne and Mr. Falls did indeed meet on that bridge that day. Furthermore, we will show exactly what occurred there. That sounds quite promising. I can't wait to hear all about it.
So Miles tampered with the evidence at the crime scene, which is a crime in and of itself. There he cannot prosecute the case and shall be judged for it. Case closed. Thank you. Oh, if only that was the case. Yeah, this is Karma Miles. This is Karma Miles. Yup. Ah! Goodness gracious. Everything is moving at his whim.
Don't forget, kitten. There's a reason why everyone considers this kid a genius.
A genius, huh?
Actually, there was an eyewitness who was there when the incident took place. This photo was accidentally taken by the witness. It shows the Vic wearing the scarf, sir. It was drizzling that day, unfortunately. It's a little hard to see what's going on. Anyway, the criminal shoved the victim down from behind and stabbed her in the back. That must have been when the scarf fell off.
Wait a minute. So he's a less likable douche. I mean, yeah. I would say that. Right now, at least, anyway.
Looking at this photo, you really get the sense that this bridge is very high up. It is about a 40-foot drop from the bridge to the Eagle River down below. Mr. Edgeworth, who took this photo anyway? Let's just say that it was a well-intentioned third party. Aha! A potential witness. So why isn't this person in the courtroom? Well, they said they absolutely did not want to testify. The person in question is very delicate, Your Honor.
Delicate, huh?
Besides, as long as we have this photo, we see no reason to compel them to testify. I'm not sure how I feel about that.
Seems to have been taken by the witness.
So as you can see, Terry Falls had both the motive and the opportunity. I think it's quite clear at this point what happened on that bridge. Ah! The truth is becoming clear to me now.
Huh?
Yes, it's quite obvious. He's clearly guilty.
Not again! That's not fair! I haven't even done my cross-examination yet. What do you mean, Alright, here goes.
Armando calling me a kitten? Hold on there, Casanova.
Why glitchy audio? Why? Why glitchy audio? Armando calling me a kitten? Hold on there, Casanova. Oh, goodness. No, Ash is not possessed. Ash is okay. OBS being a little bit of a resource hog again. Let's see. Wait a minute. The criminal shoved the victim from behind and stabbed her in the back? I don't think that's possible. OBS sync issues really are strange. Yeah, they are. Yeah, they are. I don't know. That's really strange. That's really strange, Gumshoe. So at the time of the crime, there was a light drizzle coming down, correct?
Yeah, and fog too. Just a generally soggy atmosphere.
Ooh, the hair swish. Well, I have evidence that doesn't go with the soggy atmosphere.
But this is a photo of the victim's body that was found in the car trunk.
Considering the conditions at the scene of the crime, something isn't right.
Well, by all means, please enlighten us as to what isn't right. What is it about the photo of this trunk that doesn't fit with the conditions that day?
Headed to the deep dark cavern of lurkers. I may or may not survive this voyage. Wish me good luck. You got this, Icy Boy. Thank you for the lurk. I appreciate it. All right. Think I got it. Coat. Naturally, the answer is right here.
The victim's coat. As far as I can see, there's nothing strange about it.
That's exactly what's strange. Recall the testimony. What were the conditions on the bridge that day? It was drizzling and foggy. Dusky bridge was all wet. If the victim really had fallen down on her stomach on top of the bridge, then the front of her coat should have been covered in mud.
That's exactly right. The other day I fell on a muddy street and my gorgeous playoff beard was befouled. I do admit that the crime scene was quite wet that day. However, that doesn't mean that the top of the bridge itself was muddy. If Your Honor had fallen in the shower instead of on a muddy street, your glorious hockey beard, pride of the legal league, would be wet but not muddy. Fortunately, I have yet to test that. Still, your point is well taken. Can you prove that the surface of the bridge was muddy that day?
The surface of the bridge, huh?
A real man wouldn't stand for a taunt like this.
Neither would a real woman. Of course I can. Here is the evidence that proves the surface of the bridge was muddy. How about the scarf then, huh? Kuzuri, welcome in. Good to see you. The evidence is this scarf. It should be obvious. If the scarf fell onto the bridge and got this muddy, it means that the bridge was obviously covered in mud.
No, I can't be outwitted by this novice bimbo.
Bimbo? Jeez, Miles! Yikes! That's... I forgot he calls her that. Oh. Bimbo! How rude!
D-God04 recruited an army of 1 officers.
Dag, thank you for the gifted sub! Holy moly! Thank you for the gifted sub to Murky Royale. Thank you so much. Murky, if you're here, enjoy the sub and those perks. Welcome to the Officer Shadeslayer group. Thank you so much. And Deck, thank you for gifting that sub. Thank you so much. Hey, same to you, buddy.
Miss Faye's assertion makes perfect sense to me. I do admit that there appears to be a contradiction between the condition of the victim's coat and her scarf. However, the real question is, why is there a contradiction?
Huh?
For every contradiction, there exists an explanation. Let's look at what the explanation in this case may be, shall we?
All right. It's not like he's really giving me a choice here.
You're doing pretty well for a little kid.
Mr. Armando.
No matter what he says, a contradiction always comes down to a lie. It's either the victim discovered in the trunk,
The witness's photo showing the defendant and the victim. Or the witness's testimony that stated she saw the moment of the murder. Just relax and think it over. It's pretty simple, isn't it? The false evidence. It's one of those three.
Ooh! What you said just now. I'm not sure I like that.
That wasn't me, Your Honor. It was the coffee aficionado over there that said it.
This court is not in the habit of accepting false evidence, you know.
Blame it on him, Your Honor. He's the one trying to slip false evidence into court. But we won't let it. We'll expose this evidence as the flimsy scam it really is. Yes! The false evidence in this case is the... You know what it is, chat? I know what it is. Ninja, welcome in. I know what it is. It's the witness's testimony. It is a no-brainer. Obviously, it's the witness that's suspicious. During his earlier testimony, the detective pointed out a crucial fact. The criminal shoved the victim down from behind and stabbed her in the back. Now, is that testimony exactly what the witness claims to have seen?
Yeah, that's what the witness told us.
That testimony is filled with holes. After all, the victim's coat isn't dirty at all.
That's true.
It's not just true, it's the truth. If there was a truly decisive witness in this case, I'm certain that boy Wonder over there would have called them in the first place. Your Honor, the defense requests to cross-examine the eyewitness. The testimony presented so far is not only vague, but contradictory as well. Luxie, welcome in! Good to see you! Move a shout out for Luxie, please?
Well, Mr. Edgeworth, it appears that we'll need to hear from your mystery witness after all. You should brace yourself for the brutal truth. Huh? Your Honor, the prosecution has no intention of hiding the witness from the court. Also, thank you for the hydrate. We are prepared to present our witness at any time. Very well. Please bring forth your witness at this time.
What Mr. Edgeworth said kind of worries me. What does he mean by the brutal truth?
Now let's proceed with the testimony. Mr. Edgeworth, please go right ahead. Thank you, Your Honor. The prosecution summons the woman who saw the events that day with her very own eyes.
This is it, Mia. The battle begins here.
Witness, what is your name and occupation?
Oh, heck no! Heck no! There she is. Oh, the little sneak. Everyone is so silent that I can hear their hearts going pitter-patter. Roninja, this is a flashback case, so this is when Mia was still alive. Mia's very first case.
Oh. I look at you. How can I put it? You look as scrumptious as the double-double and a dozen donut holes. I feel like I want to hurry up and hand down a verdict just to have a bite.
Your Honor, that's disgusting! Ugh. Your Honor, that's disgusting! Your Honor! Yuck! Hey, not so fast!
No.
As I said before, this witness is very sensitive and delicate. I would ask the court to please exercise care when addressing her. Yes, indeed. Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. You are a true gentleman.
Nah, the only true gentleman title belongs to Professor Layton. Professionalism, Your Honor! Uh-huh.
Miss Faye, you could learn a lot from this man.
He's such a gentleman, he sure doesn't act like one to me.
Sir?
Yes, my dear.
This is my first time, so I'm sure I'll make a lot of mistakes. Anyway, I just wanted to say I'm sorry for all the trouble I might cause.
Not at all. It's no trouble at all.
Now then, may we please have your name and occupation?
My name is, Melissa Foster. I'm a college student, a freshman in the literature department.
You were on the scene when the unfortunate event occurred, correct?
And you were the one who took this photo? Is that accurate?
Ah! How can you be so mean?
She didn't do anything! She didn't do anything! You're the one being dramatic, sweetheart.
Now see here, what are you showing that in her face like that?
Huh? But it's just a photograph. It's not like it's something dangerous.
Next time I'll be forced to penalize you.
Uh-oh. I don't like the turn this has taken. Is she staring at me?
And you would be?
Huh? I'm the defense attorney. My name is Mia Fey.
I see. So you are...
Now then, young lady, would you please give us your testimony?
Yes, Your Honor. I'll do my best.
Reverse that, Dark. She's a wolf in sheep's clothing.
I was using my camera to take some pictures of wildflowers. Then, I noticed there were two people standing up on the suspension bridge. Suddenly, they just started fighting. That's when I hurried and took that photo that shows the crucial moment. And right after that, I called the police.
Either way, where were you standing when the incident occurred? I believe the map would be of help here.
I love this theme so much.
I was standing right over here. I was standing in a beautiful field, surrounded by tall cliffs.
So you took the photo from that location, eh?
I brought the camera that I was using at the time, just like Mr. Edgeworth asked me to.
Oh ho ho! What a cute camera! Just like its owner.
Melissa Foster took this witness's photo with this. But, a small but powerful model.
Alright then, Miss Faye. Time for your cross-examination. But I warn you, make the witness cry again and you'll feel the wrath of my gavel.
Oh gosh. Goodness gracious.
I was using my camera to take some...
Yeah, we read this already. Back from the cavern. Welcome back, Icy Boy. Why you always lying? Why you always lying? I know. Way to be professional and unbiased, Your Honor. Your Honor, you'd better stop it. Yeah. Shows the crucial moment, huh? That doesn't show anything crucial. I don't know what you're talking about. Witness, when you said you took a photo of the crucial moment, is this what you meant? All I can see in this photo are two people facing each other. You testified that you saw the two of them starting to fight. Normally, that's the kind of thing one would refer to as a crucial moment. Why haven't you presented a photo like that?
Well, you see...
The photo we presented was the only one there was.
But if you really wanted to capture the crucial moment, then what happened next? You must have taken a photo of it.
Don't! My apologies, young lady. But Miss Faye's assertion is not without a certain amount of merit.
He can certainly downplay a situation, can't he?
I'm sorry. I'm a very bad girl. I used it all up. The film, I mean.
You ran out of film.
This photo was the last one.
What?
Unfortunately, that is the truth. I personally examined all of the photographs she took that day. All the other photos of the witness herself playing among the wildflowers.
The witness herself? Then who took the photos?
Well, you see, my camera has a timer feature built into it.
So you took photos of yourself?
I remember taking some photos of myself once too.
Please, no details.
It seems that Miss Faye's assertion was not so decisive after all.
Oh, wait! Just a minute.
Well, if she had no film left, she couldn't very well take more pictures, eh?
Miss Foster, perhaps you can tell us about a different sort of photo? Photos of the incident that you took with your very own eyes.
Mr. Edgeworth, you're quite the poet.
Very well then. Let's get back to the cross-examination. Let's hear your thoughts on the fight that you witnessed.
Yes, Mr. Judge.
Boy, this guy is really a sucker for sweet talk.
It looks like the other kitten in the room is the one that's getting all the attention.
Yes. It's sickening.
Let's see, what is she saying now? I was using my camera to take some pictures of wildflowers. Then I noticed there were two people standing on the suspension bridge.
Yep, let's see. The victim turned around and tried to run away. Wait a minute. That wouldn't have worked. Look at the Dusky Bridge map. See this? If the victim had tried to turn around, they would have run into a dead end. That ain't how that works. That ain't how that works. Witness, your testimony is a joke.
What? But I just...
Miss Faye, I thought I warned you not to make the witness cry.
One short testimony and two bad contradictions. There's no possible excuse.
You say there were two contradictions?
It's simple. Just take a look at the diagram of the area. According to her testimony, the two of them were in the middle of the bridge. But if they were, and the victim had turned around and tried to run, well then...
She would have hit a dead end.
Exactly. You said 10 yards, but she couldn't have ran even 5. Because Dusky Bridge is collapsed on that side.
What does all this mean?
It's very simple, Your Honor. This charming little witness told a charming little lie. That's all there is to it.
This beautiful young lady has been lying to the court? Just a moment, Your Honor.
Mr. Edgeworth.
Your Honor, allow me to personally apologize for the confusion. What do you mean? There's one major mistake in this diagram.
What did you say?
What are you referring to? It's all because this diagram was made after the incident occurred. It's a very old bridge. We couldn't find any official blueprints of it. So you're saying? I'm saying that even though this bridge is currently in disrepair, there's no evidence that can prove that the bridge was broken during the incident.
That's ridiculous!
You can't actually tell the condition of the bridge from the photo. I apologize to the court for not being more clear when I presented the evidence. That guy is good.
Huh? What do you mean?
He planned it from the beginning. He's a genius, all right. That diagram of the bridge was his insurance policy.
What? That coward!
Well, Miss Faye, it seems you've once again made a reckless accusation.
I'm so sorry. I should have been more careful myself.
No. It wasn't your fault at all. Now then, shall we go on with the trial? I'd like to establish once and for all what it was that the witness actually saw. Indeed. All right, young lady. May I ask you to please proceed with your testimony?
But it's so hard to go on.
We're all on your side, Miss Foster. There's no need to worry. Just tell us what you saw.
Yes, sir. After he stabbed her in the back, he quickly picked her up in his arms. He then carried her over to the car. I suppose that was the only way he could make sure the body stayed hidden. He couldn't just leave the body on top of the bridge. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm only supposed to talk about what I saw.
Witnessing such a violence must have been difficult.
Yes, sir. I'm still shaken up.
If he accepts this testimony as it is, we're finished.
Don't say that!
Oh well. Maybe I'll stop up in my favorite cafe on the way home. Make a really great mocha latte.
This trial isn't over yet.
That's what I like to hear. All right, Miss Faye, your cross-examination if you please.
The contradiction is staring you right in the face, Mia. Go on the attack. Will she quit it with the waterworks? Probably not. Question. How could you see? I'm curious about something. How could she have seen the car? The car was behind a wall. How could she have seen that? She couldn't have. She couldn't have seen it. A killer not wanting his victim to be found. I can understand that. However, the idea of moving the body for that purpose is clearly odd. There was a much easier way to make sure the body wasn't found.
Well, what is it?
Take another look at the map of the area and you'll see how. There's a river right below the bridge. Earlier, Mr. Edgeworth pointed out something interesting about the river. Oh yeah, this point too!
For those who are not aware, Eagle River is well known for its powerful currents. Most bodies that fall in are never recovered.
In the kidnapping case 5 years ago, the victim's body was carried away and never found. If 10 murders were to occur at the same spot above Eagle River, you can bet your boots that every other killer would have tossed the body in the water. Fair point!
Order! I'm not sure if I care for the way you put that, Miss Faye. But I must admit it does seem odd not to have thrown the body into the river.
Oh!
Well, Mr. Edgeworth?
I'm thirsty.
Thank you for the hydrate.
How sad.
Right. How sad, huh?
Perhaps Miss Faye would do well to try taking a dip in the river herself. After all, you claim to be such an expert in the ways of nature.
What are you talking about?
My point is that no matter how odd you may find the killer's method of body disposal, the fact is that this is what the killer did. None of your arguments have anything to do with what the witness saw. Quite true. Miss Faye, it seems that your assertion is without merit after all.
Not quite. But what the witness claims to have seen is totally ridiculous.
Surely you can't deny that the body was found in the trunk of the car. That's certainly consistent with what the witnesses told us.
Ugh.
Please, witness, go on with your testimony.
I'll try.
All you have to do is tell us only what you saw. Otherwise, the mean lady might yell at you again.
Who is he talking about?
All right. I'll do my best.
Eagle River is known for its powerful flashback technology. People should be more aware of what's going when going to the water. Right. All right, bye, Rune Ninja. Thank you for stopping by. Hope you have a great rest of your day. Stay sharp. Curiouser and curiouser. Again. How could you have seen that? How could you have seen that, witness? Well, Miss Foster, it looks like you've done it this time. You exposed yourself, sweetheart.
Done what?
Made a crucial mistake.
A crucial mistake? Like what, Miss Faye?
The killer broke into the trunk of the stolen car and hid the body in there. You're saying you saw that, right? With your very own eyes?
Yes. And?
It's simple, Miss Foster. Take a look at the diagram. The place you claim to have taken the photo from that day is here. Do you see what I mean? Even if you tried to see the car, this outcropping of rock is directly in the way. Ah! That's right, Miss Foster. From where you were standing, you could not have possibly seen the killer's car. Ah!
I admit the diagram shows a large outcropping of rock. However, isn't it so tall? It isn't so tall that would stop her from seeing the car.
That's right. It's not high at all. I was able to see his car just fine.
Not quite. I'm so sorry, but that just doesn't
I don't
wash.
like this woman, Lady Arya. She's a barrel of lies.
Yes, she is. Yes, she is, Ash.
Huh?
I believe it was the witness who presented this as evidence to the court, yes? This is the location that the photo was taken from. Your own photo tells the whole story. You can clearly see the left side of the bridge, but the outcropping that is being referred to is really more like a cliff.
Ah!
Your view should have been completely cut off by this cliff, but you still claim to have been able to see the killer's car.
No!
Order! Order in the court! What is the meaning of all this ballyhoo? Your Honor, doesn't jump to any hasty conclusions. The fact that the escapee fled in a stolen car was reported on the news. After witnessing a murder, I'm sure you can appreciate that witness was very upset. She must have heard about the stolen car and convinced herself that she saw it.
But she was repeatedly warned before starting her testimony. She was told to testify only about what she saw, with her own eyes.
Oh.
Mr. Judge?
Oh. What is it?
I think I must have remembered things wrong.
Hey, wait a minute! You can't just say that!
Miss Faye, no one on the face of the planet is perfect. Yes indeed. Quite true. You know what they say. To err is human, to forgive divine. I'm inclined to give the benefit of the doubt to our witness here.
What? That's not fair!
Save the tears for later, kitten.
Mr. Armando!
Don't look back until the trial is over. Now's the time to go forward.
But that wasn't fair!
Okay, kitten, you need to relax. Then you need to remember the other kitten's testimony.
The killer broke into the trunk of the stolen car and hid the body in there.
Tell me, how did she know that? How did she know that he broke into the trunk?
Oh! Oh! Fair point. How did she know that? Aha!
Well, Miss Foster, until you can explain how you knew that, you're gonna have a lot of very suspicious people on this side of the courtroom.
Well, witness?
Well, I'm certain that he broke into the trunk. Because there were marks left on the trunk lid. I'm certain there were scratch marks from when he broke into it.
What? Let me see that photo. It's true. He certainly looked like scratch marks around the keyhole. It's obvious that this trunk had been broken open. Well, Miss Faye, are you satisfied?
The judge is on her side. I can't make any mistakes here. What she just said. Is there a contradiction in there somewhere?
Is there? What do you think? I don't think it works.
Melissa Foster, it looks like you finally betrayed yourself.
What?
You said you were in a field taking photos of wild flowers. But even so, you knew about the scratches. The question is when? When did you get a chance to see those scratches? Finally. I finally got her. I'm getting pretty tired of waiting over here. Then perhaps it would be faster if Miss Faye explained herself. Your Honor, there's only one possible explanation. The reason the witness had seen the scratches was because she put the corpse in there herself. There's only one way that the witness had the chance to see those scratches.
Yes? What is it?
Naturally, when she opened the trunk and stuffed the corpse in herself. The person who really hid the body in the trunk of that car was Melissa Foster. It was you that did it, wasn't it?
That's ridiculous! I could never! It was the man in the prison garb! He's the one that...
I don't think so, Miss Foster. If Mr. Falls had been the one that put the corpse in the trunk, he would have simply used the car key. There was no need to break it open.
But he stole the car!
He stole it from a young couple that had been waiting at a red light, which means that the key would have still been in the ignition.
Oh, I see.
Thank you for telling us about the scratches, Miss Foster. Without that, we never would have uncovered the truth. That it couldn't have been Mr. Falls that put the body in the trunk.
No!
Preposterous. You even suggest that the witness put the body in there. If that were true, then how do you explain the photo she took? The corpse could only have been put in the trunk when the incident occurred. We already know at the time she was taking photographs.
Now is your chance, Mia. Finish this thing. On the contrary, I'm not so certain about that anymore, Mr. Edgeworth. There's no need to think too deeply about it. What I'm saying is the shutter for this may not have been pushed by Miss Foster herself.
Because it has a timer function!
Let's take another look at this camera and see what features it has, shall we? It has a timer built into it, even a mini tripod. Why, it's almost as if she had brought this camera just to take this picture.
What are you trying to say then, Miss Faye? That when the crime occurred, Miss Foster wasn't in the field as she had claimed?
Well, if she really did use the camera's auto timer, then the answer is yes. She was somewhere else. Exactly. She was not in the field.
Would the defense please explain further?
Listen, this is a crucial point. Where was Miss Foster when the incident occurred? In answering that question, we'll also make clear Miss Foster's true identity.
Well then, Please answer this question. Where was Melissa Foster when the incident on the bridge occurred?
It was a setup from her own hands. It makes sense. Where could she have been? Right here. Naturally, the witness was right here.
But that's where the victim, Miss Hawthorne, was standing. Order, order, order! Miss Faye, what on earth?
Your Honor, if I may. After parting with the victim on the bridge, the defendant fled by car. But this would mean that there was no time to put the victim in the trunk. In other words, if someone put the body in the trunk, it could only have been before the defendant met the victim.
How asinine.
Remind me
course.
not to be a lawyer in my future. Too stressful.
I can't imagine being a lawyer.
How asinine. Of course Mr. Falls met with the victim. The only person with the opportunity to have put the victim in the trunk is the same man that killed her, Terry Falls.
You still don't understand, do you, Mr. Edgeworth? By the time the witness's photo was taken, the victim was already dead. The person in the photo was not Valerie Hawthorne.
What? I've never heard anything more ridiculous in my entire life. And who exactly is the victim in this photo?
It's obvious, isn't it? It's your own witness.
What?
It's the only possible explanation. DBZ, this is a game. It's not real life. This is not real life. Real life lawyering is not the same as what it's presented in video games. It's the only possible explanation. The woman that Mr. Falls met on the bridge that day was not Valerie Hawthorne. It was
thirsty.
you, Melissa Foster. Me? Ah ha ha! Thank you for the hydrate, by the way. Let's remember that it was raining and foggy on the mountain that day. Mr. Falls himself believed that the woman in front of him was Valerie Hawthorne.
Excuse me. But the defendant knew Valerie Hawthorne very well. After all, she was the woman whose testimony helped get him convicted.
But since then, my client has spent 5 hard years in federal penitentiary. He couldn't remember exactly what she looked like anymore.
You're just making this up as you go along. Where is your proof?
I've got it all right here. This piece of evidence will blow this case wide open. At the time of the incident, Mr. Falls had forgotten what Miss Valerie Hawthorne looked like. Because that's why he asked her to wear a scarf. If you remember correctly. Mr. Falls had forgotten the victim's face. That's why he needed some piece of identification. Namely, this muddy scarf. It was Mr. Falls who requested that she wear this scarf to identify herself. That's already been proven by the note the victim left. In other words, as long as you were wearing a scarf like he asked, anyone could have pretended to be Valerie Hawthorne. Well, what do you have to say to that, Melissa Foster?
Where's Miss Foster? She's collecting herself in the lobby.
It's obvious that Melissa Foster did it. She hid the body in the trunk and disguised herself as the victim. She set up the camera to snap a fake photo of them together.
The only question is, why did she do it?
Well, isn't that obvious? she's the real culprit. Ah.
Well, we'll have to wait for Miss Foster to compose herself before we start again. Until then, this court is in recess. The defense and the prosecution are both to wait in their respective lobbies.
Yes, Your Honor.
Understood. Very well. This court is in recess.
To be continued. All right. There it is. That's our next point in the trial. All right. You know who else needs a recess? You, Arya. Go take a break. I'm going to take a break. Don't worry. I was just about to say that, actually. I'm going to take my break real quick before I head off. All right, bye, Saint Seiya. Thank you for stopping by. Hope you have a great rest of your day. Stay sharp. Alrighty, though. I'm going to take my break now, and I will return shortly. BRB! Alrighty. I return. Alrighty. Are we ready to continue, chat? It is time to continue this trial. We need to prove once and for all that Melissa Foster is the criminal. Mr. Falls, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I want to say thanks. You're real good. You really hooked me up.
Thanks. We're almost there. Once I prove that she committed the crime.
Yeah, but there's still one more big obstacle we gotta get past.
Obstacle?
Yeah, motive. Why would Melissa Foster kill that policewoman anyway?
Motive, huh?
Anyway, we're still badly in need of information.
Information? Right.
What we need the most is info about this Melissa Foster herself. All that we know is that she's a student studying literature. And one more thing.
What is it?
Well, the incident that happened 5 years ago, of course. The kidnapping murder case that Zebra Boy is on death row for. I didn't do nothing! I didn't kill nobody! I never lie!
Mr. Falls, in that case, tell us more about it. About what happened 5 years ago.
Okay, I trust you. That day, 5 years ago, I dream of it every day. This picture, it reminds me of everything. Bridge looks same, just like then, 5 years ago. Like it could fall apart at any.
So it's been broken like that for at least 5 years.
Huh. Sorry, buddy, but you sound like the one that could fall apart at any minute. True. I did kidnap her. 5 years ago. I kidnapped my girlfriend, Dahlia Hawthorne.
Your girlfriend? Huh?
Hey, hold on there. Did you say Hawthorne?
The victim's last name.
Dahlia Hawthorne. Valerie's little sister.
What? Are you serious? The girl. Let her go.
Shut up! Come closer, and I kill her!
Sorry, but you're not gonna get the chance. The detective back then was Valerie Hawthorne. At first, I thought shooting someone for a kidnapping was crossing the line, but if it was to protect her little sister, I can understand why she did it.
Wrong. No protect sister. Valerie betrayed me. Betray us.
What do you mean she betrayed you?
Everything. All lies. All make-believe. Kidnapping, too.
A make-believe kidnapping?
Dahlia. My girlfriend. My love. My teen angel.
Ugh. Did he actually say my teen angel? He's seen one too many soap operas.
I do anything she says. Anything Dahlia says.
Anything Dahlia says? Hold on a minute. What you're saying is the kidnapping that 5 years ago was planned by...
Yeah. Me and Dahlia. And Valerie, too.
Valerie was in on it?
Dahlia's family rich. Jewelry business. We get one jewel. That's what we thought. Me and Dahlia wrote kidnap note. We send to her dad. Ask for $2 million diamond. Tell him to make exchange on Dusky Bridge. We tell him Valerie make transfer cause she knew detective. Having a police detective in your pocket is a useful thing, alright. In the end, you were planning to split the 2 million 3 ways, huh? Yeah, but that woman... That woman, Valerie, she do it for real. She shoot at me for real. Me and Dahlia. I was shot in the arm. Dahlia, she jump in river.
Jump? You don't mean she jumped on purpose, do you?
I couldn't do it. I could never push her.
Oh. Poor guy.
Anyway, I blacked out. Wake up with police all over. And that's when they decided to give you the death sentence. I couldn't believe it. That woman, she betrayed me.
That man. Terry Falls. He killed her. He threw her off the bridge. He threw my beloved sister into the roaring river 40 feet below.
These 5 years. All I wonder is why? 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 Why did she lie? That's all I want to know. So that's why you called her. You wanted to hear the truth from Valerie herself. Yes, I forget what she looked like. So I tell her to wear a scarf. I don't want to hurt her. Just ask why. Why? Why did you lie? Why did you betray me? I just want to hear an answer from her mouth. That's all.
So that's why. That's why you made a crazy escape like that.
Just one thing, Zebra Boy. My senses are tingling all over. Tell me, Mr. Falls, where is it?
Huh? Where's what?
Come on now, kitten. The ransom. The $2 million diamond. Remember that now? Did you give it back to Pops? Police take it? I don't know.
Huh? You don't know?
No, really. I don't know. It's gone. With Dahlia.
With Dahlia?
That day, on the bridge, Dahlia put it in backpack. Now gone, with Dahlia. Gone forever. Into Eagle River.
It disappeared with Dahlia, huh? Wait a minute.
You can come back in now. We're about ready to go.
Mr. Falls, just one more question. When you said with Dahlia, do you mean the diamond is still missing? Along with the body of Dahlia Hawthorne?
Never found her. My sweet Dahlia.
They never found her!
Swallowed by river. Gone. Dahlia. My teen angel. Your teen angel? How old was she anyway? Just 14.
14?! I guess you were robbing cradles before diamonds.
She plans a fake kidnapping and disappears into the river with a rock worth 2 mil. Man, oh man. Angels these days.
Falls takes the fall and gets a one-way ticket to death row. Is Dahlia Hawthorne an angel? Or she really a...
It's time, kid. Looks like we have a few more aces up our sleeve now.
You bet.
A $2 million gem, used as ransom for Dahlia, lost to Eagle River 5 years ago.
The training wheels come off now, Mia. You gotta strike while the iron is hot. That's one of my rules. Remember it.
And he actually called her Mia! Remember that, Chad. He actually called her Mia there.
Now then, let's continue with the trial of Mr. Terry Falls. Witness, are you feeling better?
Yes, Your Honor. I'll try my best.
You're a brave young lady.
Not this again.
I can understand a defense lawyer wanting to get her client off the hook. However, to try to pin the crime on an innocent student is...
What are you talking about?
My witness is not the person on trial here. She's an innocent bystander who witnessed a violent crime. That's all. What possible reason would a girl like this have for murdering a policewoman? It's certainly hard to imagine this woman as a murderer.
Her motive, huh? I figured that's what I had to establish next.
Well, Miss Faye, do you have any evidence of a motive?
Yes, of course. I think.
He's still acting as tame as a kitten.
Sir Armando.
Listen, a lawyer is someone who smiles no matter how bad it gets. Smiling on the outside while your guts are twisted in knots is the mark of a pro.
Maybe so, but I wish you would quit grinning at me like that.
Excuse me. May I speak, Mr. Judge?
Keep yapping, Edgeworth. I mean, I wouldn't mind if he kept talking, but anyway. We have a case to continue.
Of course. Mr. Judge is ready anytime you like.
I'd like to say something. Some people here are suspicious of me, right?
Huh?
That's why I at least wanted you, Mr. Judge, to know that's not true.
What'd you say? Nah, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
I see. You're an honest and upstanding young lady.
It looks like this witness is a real professional. What do you mean?
Look at that 100-watt smile. Just when things are darkest for her, click. She lights right up. Very well then. Let's hear what the witness has to say.
All right, here we go.
I was out of the country until the year before last. Until I entered college, I had never even been to Eagle Mountain before. And I certainly don't have any reason for wanting to hurt a police officer. Holding a grudge and killing the officer who testified against you 5 years ago. Or kidnapping a poor girl. I just think the defendant is a terrible, horrible monster.
Out of the country, eh? Precisely. Furthermore, she has no possible motive for committing murder. Indeed. You're up to bat, kitten. Sharpen those claws and put on your best smile.
You bet. Somehow I have to tie her to this case.
I'm thirsty.
Thank you for the hydrate. Hydrate is needed. Okay. Let's continue then. Oh, suck it up, princess. Dang. All right, here goes. Let's see. I'm gonna press her on this. A grudge.
Well, the policewoman's testimony was crucial, wasn't it? Crucial in getting the defendant sentenced to death.
Yes, and that's precisely why he harbored such a deep anger for her. So much anger that he forgot his own guilt.
My client has always maintained that he's innocent of those charges.
He seems rather forgetful. Your client, I mean.
Huh?
Not only did he forget about what he said, but he forgot the poor policewoman as well.
What do you mean by that? Sorry about that. What do you mean by that?
Your client, he forgot what the detective looks like, right? It's too bad for her that he didn't forget about her testimony as well.
Well, she's right about that. Mr. Falls is kind of forgetful. But, let's see. Is there something else, perhaps? You said he forgot what the detective looked like. What did you mean by that?
Well, he couldn't tell who she was without some kind of identification, right?
Quite right. That's why the victim was wearing a scarf as identification.
Why, if I had been wearing a white scarf that day, then he probably would have tried to kill me.
That's true. He's clearly a bitter man.
This is bad. Mr. Fall's reputation just keeps getting worse and worse. Sometimes it's best not to poke too deep. What should I do with that last statement? Have it added to the testimony. Your Honor, what the witness just said now is tremendously important. I'd like it added to the official testimony.
The prosecution has no objection. After all, the defendant is a killer and a mentally unbalanced one at that. That testimony only helps further prove that point.
No, that's not what I...
Enough. Witness, if you would.
My pleasure, Mr.
Judge.
Are we sure about that? Are we sure about that? Witness, I want you to look at this photo you took. It's hard to see in the photo, but look at the scarf the victim wore as identification.
Ah, you're talking about this scarf right here, eh?
Yes, that's it. The scarf the policewoman was wearing.
Arya be like, this is why I endured the last trial. Oh, heck yeah. I've got her now. Just don't mess up. But that's strange. In your testimony, you stated the following. I guess I'm lucky I wasn't wearing a white scarf.
White?
This is the scarf you identified as belonging to the victim. But it certainly doesn't look white to me. Oh!
Well, it was foggy that day, and it was raining as well. It's not surprising that she mistook it for white.
Sorry, but not this time. The witness just confirmed that this was the victim's scarf.
Yes, but what is the significance? It's true that the scarf doesn't look white, but
there's only one explanation for this mix-up. The reason why the witness thought the scarf was white is... that note! Witness, have you ever seen this note?
Note? No, never.
It's top secret evidence. There's no reason that you would have.
But then how would you have known she was supposed to wear a white scarf, huh? I wonder about that.
What do you mean?
This note shows Mr. Fall's instructions to the victim regarding their meeting. It says, wear white scarf for identification.
White scarf. Ah!
Witness, you knew what this note said. And it's because you knew that you slipped up and mistakenly said white scarf. Well, Miss Foster?
No!
Was this case worth the suffering of the last trial? No. But it's still good.
Order! 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 Mr. Edgeworth, I'm waiting for an explanation. I'm quite sure this note wasn't leaked to the public.
And yet, this witness knew exactly what the note said. At the time of the murder, the number of people that knew were quite limited. Terry Falls is one. The person who wrote the note, Valerie Hawthorne, is another. And finally, one more person.
Did you say one more person?
That's right. A person that no one would have suspected. Have you figured it out, kitten? Yup. The third person that knew the contents of the note was... I wonder who? I wonder who? The only other person that knew would have been Dahlia Hawthorne. And that person is Dahlia Hawthorne.
Dahlia Hawthorne? I've never heard that name before.
Look at the victim's note. This is what it says. Talk to Dahlia. Tell her this time. There's her name, right there.
Well, what's this? So who is this person? It's Dahlia Hawthorne. Miss Fay must be desperate if she's trying to bring the dead back to life. The dead? Dahlia Hawthorne was the victim's deceased younger sister. She was killed in a crime 5 years ago. Killed in a crime? You don't mean... Yes, she was kidnapped and killed by Terry Falls.
Not quite, Miles. You said she was killed, but was she really?
What are you implying?
Of course, people thought she had died 5 years ago, when she fell off the Dusky Bridge and was lost in the Eagle River. However, her corpse was never found.
She was declared legally dead 5 years ago. As far as the law is concerned, Dahlia Hawthorne is officially dead.
But the fact remains that her body was never recovered. Dahlia Hawthorne was 14 years old 5 years ago. If she were still alive, she would be 19 now. Alyssa Foster. I believe that's the same age you are. Ha ha ha! Ha 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 ha! Gotcha!
Even you couldn't. Miss Fay, you're not sane.
But I am. That's precisely what I'm saying. This witness before us is the girl that was kidnapped and killed 5 years ago. This girl is in fact Miss Dahlia Hawthorne.
What?
Aha!
Ah, nice work. That was like tossing a grenade into a 3-alarm fire. But unless you can tie all the loose ends together, you're nothing but a hit-and-run arsonist.
I understand. If I can expose her true nature, I can turn this whole case on its head. Now's my chance to make Mr. Edgeworth squirm.
Witness, just who are you anyway?
I'm...
I didn't think it'd come to this. That's enough. You don't have to say any more, witness.
Yes, I understand.
What? Mr. Edgeworth, explain yourself. Your Honor, I have an admission to make. I honestly never thought the defense would pursue the matter this far. You don't mean... Yes, the prosecutor's office isn't filled with fools, you know. Naturally, we conduct full background checks on all of our witnesses.
What did he say?
Ah, it looks like the kid knew. He knew her identity from the get-go.
No way! But then why?
If you hadn't revealed her secret, he wasn't going to say anything about it. All he wanted was her testimony, so he made a little trade. Let me introduce you to the victim's younger sister, Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. What? I thought she died 5 years ago. We thought so as well. But, well, as you can see.
Why? Why did she hide her identity for 5 years?
That has nothing to do with the current case. It was merely an accidental witness to a crime.
Accidental? I don't believe that for a minute. For the last 5 years, she's been playing the role of the victim. And now we find her acting suspiciously at the scene of another murder.
Really, Miss Fay, I must say your strategy here is painfully obvious.
Yeah, Miles hiding stuff here.
You're trying to pin your client's crime on an innocent witness in order to win. At any cost.
How dare you!
Please, let us take a moment to think. 5 years ago, this girl was kidnapped and nearly killed. But even worse than that, 5 years later, Dahlia Hawthorne lost something much more precious. Her big sister. Miss Fay must be insane to suggest that she murdered her.
What?
I'm inclined to agree with the prosecutor's logic. Miss Fay, do you have any evidence to back up your assertion? What possible reason would this witness have for killing her beloved sister?
Well, you see, thought I was winning, but somehow he's turned it around on me.
Ah, I think you need a little push in the right direction, kitten.
The defense is prepared to present evidence supporting our claim. That wasn't me. It was this guy. This crazy coffee addict.
I think we've heard enough empty threats from you, old man. Ah, what makes you think they're empty, boy? Because your protege looks like she's sweating bullets.
I am sweating bullets.
You think you're in a tough spot, huh?
Of course, aren't I?
No. You've just arrived at the moment of truth, that's all. Whether you win or lose, that's up to you.
Up to me?
The rashness of youth. How charming.
Is coming from someone younger than me.
Now then, let's not waste any more time. Miss Faye, what motive would this witness have for murdering her own sister, Valerie Hawthorne?
What motive? Perhaps something in this note?
The story starts after Terry Falls escaped. He called Valerie and told her he wanted to meet. This is the note she left. It says, "Talk to Dahlia. Tell her this time. The whole truth must come out." Valerie Hawthorne gave Dahlia a warning. She told her she was going to reveal to the world the whole truth.
The whole truth?
There was a dangerously important secret between Valerie and Dahlia. That's the reason Dahlia felt she had to kill Valerie. To keep her mouth shut permanently.
A terrific story, Miss Faye. If you like fiction, that is. Enlighten the court, Miss Faye. What was this secret that was so important? Where's your evidence? Dahlia and Valerie Hawthorne and Terry Falls. There's only one important secret that connects them all.
Oh yes, I know this secret. Your Honor, the defense would like to request further testimony.
What testimony?
Regarding the kidnapping 5 years ago. We believe it will explain a lot of things, such as the nature of the important secret between the Hawthorne sisters.
Very well. I'll grant your request for further testimony. I know it'll be painful for you, but you can enlighten us once. Can you enlighten us once more, my little Maple Leaf?
Yes, I'll try, Mr. Judge.
My little Maple Leaf? Putting on the old charm one more time, Dahlia. This will be the last time you hide behind your womanly wiles. Goodness gracious.
"5 years ago, I was kidnapped by Mr. Falls. The ransom price was a raw diamond. My sister Valerie brought it to the bridge. After she made the exchange, she shot Mr. Falls in the arm. That's when Mr. Falls tried to kill me by shoving me off the bridge from behind. I survived, but I was afraid I might be kidnapped again for my family's money. So I decided to change my identity and start a new life."
The kidnapping left her emotionally scarred. With her sister's help, she left the Hawthorne family and started all over again. Weird to believe after all that, she murdered her sister. Preposterous. Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. Miss Faye?
Yes, Your Honor?
As you've heard, the witness is still traumatized from the kidnapping. I'll ask you again to be extremely gentle in your cross-examination.
Mr. Edgeworth got the jump on me again.
If we're not allowed to fight, then let's twist some arms. Listen up. We still got that info. That ace up our sleeve.
What info?
Come on, kitten. Don't say you've forgotten already. The fact that the kidnapping 5 years ago was staged.
That's right. It was a fake kidnapping. Terry Falls told us that in the lobby.
I do anything she says. Anything Dahlia says.
What you're saying is that the kidnapping 5 years ago was planned by...
Yeah, me and Dahlia. And Valerie, too.
Yes! That's it! The fake kidnapping is your best shot, Mia. That's her secret.
Her secret indeed. Now let's check something here. Pushed her off the river, huh? So, let's see if she can point out where on this map that she actually fell, huh?
You say that Mr. Falls pushed you into the Eagle River. However, that's hard to believe.
But it's true! I felt a push on my back. I'm certain of it. It was Mr. Falls.
I'm sorry. I guess I wasn't clear enough. I shouldn't have said that's hard to believe. I should have said that's impossible.
Impossible?
I asked that the court recall the condition of Dusky Bridge, now and 5 years ago. That bridge hasn't changed one bit in the last 5 years. If someone had pushed you from behind, as you have claimed, instead of being carried away by the river, you would have been smashed by the bedrock below. A most certain death. Do you understand now, Dahlia Hawthorne? The very notion that my client pushed you from behind is impossible.
Your Honor, this event occurred 5 years ago. Why, for all we know, the water level in the river may have been higher back then.
But it's 40 feet from the bridge to the river. A small change in the water level wouldn't have made a difference.
You're right. If the events occurred just as the witness has testified, then the defendant couldn't have pushed the witness into the river. Young lady, what is the meaning of this?
You see,
Just a moment, Your Honor. It's true that the witness testified the defendant pushed her into the river. However, she never stated that she fell from the back end of the bridge.
What? What do you mean? Hey, Coldtails, welcome in.
After being shot in the arm, it's plausible that Mr. Falls panicked.
Hey, Hybrid, welcome in. Good to see you.
Therefore, he could have unwittingly pushed her off the side of the bridge. If that's true, she would have fallen into the river. Well, Miss Hawthorne, is Mr. Edgeworth's explanation correct?
now that you mention it, I do remember now. When I fell off the bridge, my skirt got caught on one of the bridge's side wires.
You can't be serious.
Order! Order in the court! It seems Miss Faye's assault has finally reached its conclusion.
Not now, Mia. This is no time to retreat. Unfortunately for you, this is just the start of Miss Faye's assault.
What?
I believe your reasoning went something like this, Mr. Edgeworth. After being shot in the arm, it's plausible that Mr. Falls was panicked. Therefore, he could have unwittingly pushed her off the side of the bridge. However, once again, I'm forced to say that's impossible.
Ridiculous! What's so impossible about it?
Because your flawed logic contradicts the court record.
If we look at the witness's photo, look how high. Look how
those ropes are. Your Honor, all of the answers are right here in this photo. Take a look at the wires supporting both sides of the bridge. They extend up about 5 feet off the ground. It would be impossible to push someone off from there.
No!
But let's remember the size and strength of the defendant. Wires like this wouldn't be a problem for him. He could have easily picked up a 14-year-old girl and thrown her over.
So young and already so forgetful, Mr. Edgeworth. Mr. Falls had been shot in the right arm.
Ah!
And more importantly, Valerie Hawthorne had her gun trained on him, at point-blank range. So, Mr. Falls throwing the witness off the bridge? That is clearly impossible.
Order! Order! What is the meaning of this?
Dahlia Hawthorne, you jumped into the Eagle River intentionally.
What? What is this? Indeed. What do you mean by such a ridiculous remark?
Yes, it's ridiculous. My sister was there to help me. She had her gun and handcuffs. She could have saved me. Jumping into a raging river like that would have been suicide. Perhaps, but still, that's exactly what you did. You were probably confident that you could handle the swift current. But even more so, the witness had a much more compelling reason for jumping into the river.
Oh, then what was it? What was so important that she'd want to jump into the river?
The witness is still alive. This fact alone explains everything. This is why she risked her life by jumping into the rapids of the Eagle River.
I wonder why. Potentially, could it be this diamond? Perhaps?
Did I just hear Tigre's tiger roar, or am I just hearing things like when he last spoke? Perhaps. That's what I thought. Yep, just like I thought. 5 years ago, something else disappeared along with Dahlia that day. The item that Valerie brought up to the mountain with her. The $2 million diamond.
It can't be.
Yes, Dahlia had it planned from the beginning. The $2 million. She was going to keep it all for herself. She forced Mr. Falls to help her fake the kidnapping. At the last minute, she betrayed him and threw herself into the river, with the ransom tucked away safely in her backpack.
Why, that's simply ridiculous.
Is it, though?
Order! 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 Your Honor, 5 years ago, the witness was only 14 years old. Do you really think a 14-year-old is capable of such a demonic plan?
This woman is a demon. And there was one more person who helped make a demon out of her. Her sister, Valerie Hawthorne.
You mean the victim was involved in the kidnapping plot as well? But she was a detective then. You're saying she participated in her sister's kidnapping?
Precisely. I'm sure that it weighed heavily on her conscience for the past 5 years. This is the sole reason behind the victim's murder.
What do you mean by that?
On the day of the murder, after receiving the phone call from Mr. Falls, Valerie called her sister Dahlia, and then she told her what she was planning to do.
Planning to do? She was going to tell the whole truth, as she wrote in her note.
That is what sealed Valerie Hawthorne's fate. That is when you hatched your demonic plan to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. A plan that would ensure neither of your accomplices to the kidnapping would talk. And that is why you killed your sister,
Valerie Hawthorne. Who is that? Laughing at a time like this.
Forgive me. It's just hilarious.
Oh, witness? Is that you?
You amuse me, woman. Miss Mia Fey. You can certainly weave an exciting tale. Naturally, you have the evidence to back it up, don't you?
Evidence?
Evidence that I planned the kidnapping, of course. That at 14, I plotted it with Mr. Falls and my sister.
Well,
And one more thing. What happened to the $2 million diamond? If you can't provide evidence to at least show that.
Well, Miss Fey?
I don't know.
What a joke. You and Miss Fey. Are you stupid or something?
How can I prove a fake kidnapping that happened 5 years ago? I don't even have decisive proof of Valerie Hawthorne's murder.
Well, it seems that we've come to the end. To be honest, the witness's behavior does raise certain suspicions. However, I am forced to reject the assertions made by the defense.
Of course you are.
Is this it? Is it really over? That girl has made a fool of me, and there's nothing I can do about it.
Without evidence, the trial's over? Who decided that?
Mr. Armando!
Come on now, kitten. Haven't you figured out that you can make your own rules? For example, even if there's no evidence, there's still testimony.
Testimony?
On the day in question, Dahlia Hawthorne murdered her sister, Valerie Hawthorne. She hid her body in the trunk of Mr. Fall's stolen car, and then went to meet with him. Disguised as her sister, Valerie Hawthorne. That's what you think, right?
Yes, that's right.
In that case, there's only one answer, right? There's only one person left who can testify about Valerie Hawthorne's murder.
Since there's no proof, there's only one thing left to do. Who is the one person that can testify to that demon woman's crimes? How about Mr. Terry Falls? Huh? Your Honor, the defense wishes to call a new witness.
A new witness?
Yes. We would like to hear the testimony of Terry Falls.
The defendant.
There's only one person that can shed any further light on the situation. Only one person that knows what Dahlia's role in the kidnapping was. Only one person that can say whether the person in the photo is Valerie Hawthorne, or whether it was in fact her younger sister Dahlia disguised as her. There's only one person who can solve this riddle once and for all, and that person is Terry Falls.
Well, Mr. Edgeworth, what is your take on this? Why not? The prosecution has no objection. Very well. Bailiff, bring the defendant to the witness stand.
This is my last chance, Mr. Falls. My last chance to establish Dahlia's guilt. You're all I have left.
Defendant, you've heard everything that's been said up to this point, yes? I don't believe it. No way. Dahlia died 5 years ago. Valerie betrayed me.
Mr. Falls, I don't know what she said to you 5 years ago, but one thing is clear.
I'm thirsty.
Thank you for the hydrate.
Dahlia is very much alive, and you were used for $2 million.
That's not true. Mr. Falls, there's only one question I want the answer to. 2 days ago on Dusky Bridge, who did you meet? Was it Valerie Hawthorne? Or was it Dahlia Hawthorne?
Thank you for the stretch.
Dahlia, did you betray me? 5 years ago, she promised never ever betray each other.
Terry.
Dahlia, it's true. You are alive.
You don't trust me anymore. That makes me sad.
Tell the truth, the real truth. I believed in you.
I shouldn't need to say it. You should already know. But there is one thing I will say. My life is in your hands right now, Terry.
I will allow Mr. Falls to testify once, and once only. Well then, Mr. Falls, yours will be the final testimony in this trial. Witness. Ah! Yeah! I'm sorry! I apologize! Ah! Water! Please, water! Can't talk. Need water.
Oh well, I guess it'll have to be my coffee instead. At least it'll match the way he's probably feeling right now. Darker and bitter than hell itself.
Ah!
Diego, spare some coffee? Mm-hmm.
That day, at 4 p.m., I stopped the car. I was in front of Bridge. She wasn't there, so I waited on Bridge. I watched my car from Bridge. I never put no body in that car. Finally, one woman came. She stood in front of me. We talked, then she left. That was Valerie. Not my Dahlia.
Mr. Falls, you're covering for her. Do you think she would do the same for you?
That's enough, Miss Faye.
His last statement was a fitting way to end the final testimony of the trial.
Well then, Miss Faye, please proceed with your cross-examination.
Is how you want it to end, Mr. Falls? Another guilty verdict to go along with your death sentence?
There's only one person who can stop it. You, kitten, I think.
I think, huh? You think, huh? She wasn't there, so I waited on the bridge, huh? She waited on the bridge.
I'm practically
Well.
crying right now. This case is so emotional. Uh-oh.
I know. This case is very emotional. All right. Let's do this. This is the chance we got. Here we go. The last piece of evidence. So when you got to the bridge, no one had arrived, huh? So you waited on the bridge. You're sure of that?
Yeah, I'm sure.
You're sure, huh? Well, then I'm sure too, Mr. Falls. I'm sure that you're lying.
Huh? What? Oh, I would love to hear your rationale on this, Miss Faye.
You want to know who arrived at the bridge first? Just look at this photo. It's perfectly clear. Obviously, the person that came first would be the one at the end of the bridge, right?
But that's the victim at the end of the bridge.
Precisely my point. In other words, Mr. Falls, you must have arrived at the bridge after she did. Mr. Falls, please don't get so worked up. We just want the truth.
I got there around 4 o'clock. It's true. I had somewhere to go. A special place. Did you go to this special place before you went to the bridge? Yeah. It's an old temple about 15 minutes from the bridge. 5 years ago, me and Dahlia, we promised each other. We swore we wouldn't betray each other. She brought me a memento to represent our love.
A memento?
5 years ago, I hid it under the base of the tree there. It's a special memory for me. This is it. This is what I went to get.
That looks familiar. Huh, Chad? That looks very familiar.
This little bottle on a necklace is your memento? It's quite charming, but it looks empty.
Your Honor, you heard what my client said. He arrived at the scene at 4 o'clock. But then he left his car unattended and walked away. He was gone for approximately 30 minutes. With that much time, Dahlia Hawthorne could have easily hidden the body in the trunk of his car.
No! Indeed, there certainly was enough time for it.
I've still got a chance. Mr. Falls, there's no mistaking it. Huh? Mr. Falls?
Ah! That's enough. Please. Oh, witness! I promised her 5 years ago. If it ever happens that we can't trust each other no more, then we're supposed to drink a bottle. No! Stop the trial! Your Honor, we need a recess! I was stupid. Couldn't keep promise. So I did it. I drank this.
No! We're so close! Just a little more! Who's going to prove your innocence?
No, don't want that. Don't trust self. Maybe kill again. Kill sweet Dahlia again.
Mr. Falls!
Mr. Armando. Thanks for the coffee.
Mr. Falls! And so, my first trial ended. Suddenly and tragically. It ended with no winners, only losers. I ended up with a wound that cut so deep into my soul, I thought it'd never heal. I'm sure it was the same for the young prosecutor as well.
I don't think any of us have words for something so emotional. Crying face.
I know. I agree. But one person. The true criminal, Dahlia Hawthorne. She left the courtroom with a secret smile on her demonically sweet face.
Unforgivable. That witch.
Mr. Armando!
You were so close to the truth. It was right there in front of us. You were just a little too soft, kitten.
It's my fault! It's my fault that Mr. Falls killed himself!
Don't cry, kitten. Gonna make my coffee all salty.
I knew it. I knew I wasn't cut out for this!
Mia. Don't you get it? You can't cry yet.
Oh!
The only time a lawyer can cry is when it's all over.
But, Mr. Armando!
No matter how tough the case, no matter how bitter the memories, they always fade over time. Then you file them away and eventually forget them. One year later, in this very same courthouse, I myself got wrapped up in that case. Only after that did Dahlia Hawthorne get put on trial for her crimes. The verdict that was ultimately handed down to her was guilty, of course. Naturally, when the verdict was read, she had a perfect angelic smile on her face. It was finally all over. At least that's what I thought at the time. Unfortunately, I couldn't have been more wrong. It's been 5 years, but now something has happened that's made me remember all this.
Turnabout beginnings. The end. And that's it. The final episode. A Bridge to Turnabout. Alright. Bridge to the Turnabout. This case. Case 4 is not a very long one, but it hits like a semi-truck. Like I said, this case 4 isn't very long, but it hits like a semi-truck. Oh gosh. My heart has been shattered just like Diego's coffee mug. I know. And we're going to find out why next time, right? Oh yeah, absolutely. We're flabbergasted, bewildered, and dumbfounded. In terms of cases, this was both Mia and Edgeworth's first case. Goodness gravy. It's just so crazy. But next week, when we pick this up again, we'll be going back to the present to deal with a case that somehow made Phoenix remember all of the stuff that happened. And
Arya,
why he was in the
if
hospital.
you recall in the case Turnabout Memories, Dahlia poisoned Armando in the coffee mug.
DBZ, she! Sheesh! I was trying to have that. Never mind. Yes, that was in Turnabout Memories, but sheesh! Perhaps the most polarizing first case for both Mia and Miles. DBZ, you should not have said that. They didn't say who specifically was poisoned in that case. They just said that there was a poisoning case. There is a no spoiler rule on here, though. Either way, not the point. Next time, we're gonna start to learn more about a strange incident that is happening. Hope y'all will be ready for it, because, oh boy, this next case coming up, this next case is a doozy. The problem is it's right at the end of stream. Normally I would consider doing a timeout for this kind of spoiler, but since we're right at the end of stream, there's really no point. But yes, next time, massive case. It's going to be absolutely gigantic. Alrighty, though. Without further ado, though, let's call it for today's stream. Thank you so much for coming, everybody. Hopefully, this case is hard. This case is hard on a lot of people. It was very emotional. It's not, like I said, it's not very long, but it certainly hits you like a semi-truck. I still hope you enjoyed learning more about the past, though, with Mia and them. Alrighty, though. I know it's 1 o'clock, phone. Alrighty, though. Thank you so much for coming, everybody. Let's go ahead and find somebody to raid today before we head off. Who is live today? Who can we raid today? Da 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 ba. Wait a minute. Do 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 do. Ooh, Reliable is live. What's she up to today? What's she playing? Penny's Big Breakaway. What's that? What game is that? I wonder. Let's see. Alrighty, though. Better get ready myself. Appointment early in the morning. Stream, then work. This morning is already eventful. Yeah, I see. Yeah. Well, let's give our friend Reliable a raid today. She's playing... They're playing a game called Penny's Big Breakaway. Let's go ahead and give them a raid. It looks very much like a Sonic-style game. It looks rather interesting, not gonna lie. It's a platformer, but it reminds me of like Sonic and like the 3D Mario games. So yeah, let's go ahead and give Reliable a raid today. If you're headed over to the raid, which you please should to go support our friend Reliable, please type Shadesley Raid in the chat below so that Reliable knows that we are there to support her. Also, if you're headed over, be sure to type Shadeslay. Be sure to follow all of her rules as you would mine. And once again, as always, have fun. Alrighty. Tomorrow there is no stream because I do not stream on Wednesdays, but Thursday we will be back in tow with Professor Layton and the Miracle Mask. Hope y'all will be excited for that. We got a lot of stuff coming up in Miracle Mask that is very important. So be sure to keep your eyes out for that. Alright? Alrighty, though. Thank you so much for coming, everybody, and I will see you all on Thursday. Bye! Stay sharp, Shadeslayers!